Viemen, Lago Viemen. And there in the distance you can see Cerro Fitzroy, needle-like sticking up there over this huge colossal lake. Line for 23 meets Route 40. We're just a little bit south of that intersection on Route 40. Here's a map on the table. This is where we were, Chaltén. We just drove down this huge lake to this point here, and then we drove down here, and I think right here is where we're having a little bite to eat, maybe. No, actually we went all, yeah, right here. And we'll work our way down here to Calafate. This is a large river flowing out of Lake Beima. I'm just guessing at those pronunciations. Surprise. And this is just like the way stops that you'd see in Australia out in the Tules. Although there'd usually be gas. I don't think there is here. But there's food, probably some kind of simple lodging if you needed it. Interesting what these big wheels would have been used for. Looks like bullet holes, but hopefully it wasn't on that building when I got them. These buses get beat up, but not as badly as you'd think. There's a pretty good size, well, not a bullet hole, but a rock hit there on the lower right hand corner beneath the sunspot, and then a couple of big cracks up on top. But in this kind of roads, no surprise, should be beat up more, you'd think. It's a fast moving river, although you wonder what it would be like in the spring when the huge snows melt off of the Andes and fill up that lake even higher. This is a close-up view of that really tough, knotty or stringy grass that they have here that grows in little clumps all over Patagonia. Looks like the hair of horses or something. I'm not sure if any animal eats this stuff either. Sheep are the most dominant animal. Cows after that, horses after that. Sometimes it looks like sections were given to different contractors, because it's not like they do a continuous ribbon. It's not, they do a chunk and then they do another chunk and then they don't do another chunk and so forth. This is the major lake that I think Calafate is on. In fact, that may be Calafate over there. You can see the phenomenal size of the resources here. And another huge chunk of spectacular mountains that I'll get to know more intimately in the next few days. This is the river that empties out of the lake at Calafate. Calafate. And this kind of reminds me of Denver with the fast transition from the high plains or the plains to the mountains. I wonder if that's the same kind of plane that Walton died in. Experimental plane. This is the little restaurant I found on the back street, which is where I try to go, and the place is so damn touristy. Can't stand even being there. She just opened this year, but comes from a long family of people who owned the roadhouse that I stopped in at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock this morning that the bus stopped at out in the Tules. But it's been in existence since 1960, and her family ran it from 1967. And now her mother, who ran it then, with her father, who's now dead. So they live in town, the mother and the daughter. The mother lives in the house next door. And still makes the pies. Antique oak furniture. Wonder where that was made.
Podemos preguntar por la espada. Podemos ver qué tipo de espada tiene.
Her restaurant does not allow smoking. It's the only one I've seen that does not allow smoking, except in Buenos Aires, where apparently it's law. Why some of us put faith in humankind to do the right things beyond me when most of the time they prove they're incapable of it. I think that's Leona. I was at this morning. Set of bolos. And there's a whole bunch of these chairs. I assume they're reproductions, but I don't know, but I'm guessing they are. I guess that's the stove that she's going to try and heat things with this one. They're winter time. Old vice. And a bar. Nice pretty bar, really. I wonder if this was a restaurant beforehand. Another set of bolos. On the outside, the area is nice. Just a typical lawn. Looks like they created a deck or a covered area, and so this will be even more as she gets it developed out. So tell me what it is now.
Irma.
How do you spell it?
I don't know, spell in English.
So the young woman's name who runs this now is Irma, or Irma. That's the place I stopped at this morning. Interesting looking rig. I assume that's just storage. But with those kind of lights on the front, I wonder what they use it for. This is Pura Vida, P-U-R-A-V-I-D-A. I think it means the pure life. They start off with a loaf of fresh bread. It's hot, just baked. I've yet to see what the dinner will be. You can wait. So this is dinner. It comes in a squash and inside of a casserole. It's very, very hot. Not only is giant, but I'll have to go find out what the ingredients were again. Some kind of meat, which I don't know yet. But anyway, that's it. I'll get the rest of it.